who's in charge of that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I am Master Sergeant Retired Bill Franklin, your narrator for today's event. Today, we pay special tribute to Chief Master Sergeant Shanton L. Russell on the occasion of his retirement from the United States Air Force after 30 years of service. The presiding official for today's ceremony is Colonel Lisa M. Mabbitt, Commander, 673rd Air Base Wing Joint Base, Elmendorf, Richardson, Alaska. The military retirement ceremony is one of the oldest traditions in the military, which honors its service members and their families as they culminate a distinguished career serving their country. A formal retirement ceremony is designed to leave our retirees and their families with a tangible expression of appreciation for their contributions to the Air Force and its mission, as well as our assurance that they will continue to be members of our Air Force family. Throughout the ceremony, you'll be given cues to rise and be seated at the appropriate times. As a reminder, during the singing of our national anthem, military members should stand at attention, and our civilian guests should stand and place their right hand over their heart. At this time, please place all cell phones on silent mode for the duration of the ceremony. We will begin shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Scott Air Force Base Fire Department Color Guard, the singing of our national anthem by Senior Airman Grace Pham, and the invocation to be delivered by Chief Russell's sister, Evangelist Victoria Russell.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, everyone. Today we are gathered here to celebrate my brother, Chief Shanton Russell, as he embarks on the next chapter of his life. May your latter half be your better half. Over the years, we have watched my brother give his all to the call of service for us and his country. Our family has watched you evolve into the hardworking, loyal, dedicated, and determined leader you are today. I am so proud to hold the title as your sister, and I am so proud to be able to call you my brother. Retirement is never the end, but always the beginning to finally being the boss of your own schedule. Relaxing, sleeping in, and recommitment to self, and doing all those things you set aside because of your loyalty and commitment to serve God and your country. So congratulations, my beloved brother, on a life we are all proud of and a well-deserved career. And so let us pray. Eternal God, our Father, I must first and foremost thank you because none of this would be possible without you. I come today with a heart filled with gratitude towards you as we celebrate my brother Shanton Russell's years of service, loyalty, leadership, dedication, resilience, and most of all, the perseverance that you gave him. But most of all, I thank you for his faith and his belief in you. We know none of this could be possible or accomplished without you being involved. And so we thank you, God, for the long-term contributions and for his shared experiences and wisdom to those he served side by side with. Thank you for the times you allowed him to serve as a mentor and a friend, to faithfully serve despite any personal obligations or challenges, and to get up even on the days that he felt like giving up. I thank you for the unconditional love of his wife, my sister in love, his children, and those family members who made the selfless sacrifice of sharing him with the world. Thank you, God, for their support as they allowed him to serve faithfully and with vitality, while most times serving right beside him. Because in all honesty, God, when a man or woman makes the choice to enlist, the family does as well. And so let us be reminded and remember those who still stand watch, those who are yet serving actively. Let their hearts be filled with honor, loyalty, and integrity. Give them the courage to face the giants that sometimes lie ahead of them. Will you keep your hands rested upon them, preserve and protect them, guide and guard them, not just their physical well-being, God, but their mental well-being also. With every task and assignment, instruction, allow them to return home the way in which they left. We also ask that we do not forget those who made the ultimate sacrifice and did not make it home. I pray that you continue to give their families peace, and you purposely give them a spirit to rise above and move beyond the hurt and pain that losing a loved one can cause. Will you give them the blessed assurance that you are an omnipresent God who is everywhere and always there, and even when all we can see is darkness, you are there to light the way. Finally, most gracious and merciful Lord and Savior, as Shanton and Courtney make this life-changing transition from active duty to civilian lifestyle, I pray continued blessings be upon their lives as they choose new paths and explore new horizons. Give them the mind of a compass as they navigate any unfamiliar course. We pray that your presence continues to be with Shanton. Let him know he won't have to walk through used doors, because you will create new doors designed just for him that will satisfy his desire and passion to serve, that will allow his dreams and desires to come to fruition. And may the opportunity present itself so Shanton can continue to make a lasting impact on your world. And today, I leave this with my brother Shanton, as I quote from the King James Version of the Bible, Matthew 25:23. His Lord said unto him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou unto the joy of the Lord." Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. I would like to thank the Fire Department Color Guard for the posting of the colors. Thanks also to Airman Pham for that wonderfully melodic version of our national anthem. Well done. And thank you, Evangelist Russell, for those heartfelt comments about your brother and his career and that lovely and inspirational invocation. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, I'd like to extend a special welcome to Chief Russell's family members who are in attendance today. First and foremost, his spouse, Courtney. His son, Christopher. His mother, Mrs. Sherry McFarland. His aunt, Pamela Williams, and his cousin, Cash. His sister, Evangelist Victoria Russell. His brother-in-law, Andre Thompson. His niece, Shatoya Russell Hill. His nephew-in-law, Joseph Hill, Jr. His nephew, Caden Russell. His nephew, Jasir Hill. His nephew, Damari Russell. His sister, Nicole Russell. His nephew, Demetrius Russell. His nephew, Khalil Russell. His nephew, Ernest Russell, and his fiancée, Rose Jones. His niece, Stephanie Russell. His niece, Kennedy. His niece, Sisha Russell. His great-nephew, Jarian. His cousin, Michelle Strong. And his cousin, Aaron Robinson. Please also help me give a shout out to family members who are watching via Facebook Live. His stepfather, Mr. Anthony McFarland, and his uncle, Ramon McFarland. His daughter, Breshawn Means, son-in-law Blake, and grandson, Bryson. His grandson, Leo Russell, joining us from the United Kingdom. We'd also like to welcome the following distinguished guests who are with us today. The Chief, Posture Engagements and Engineering Division, United States Transportation Command, Colonel Jacob Leck, and his spouse, Laramie. The Deputy Commander, 375th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Sean Burke. The Commander, 375th Mission Support Group, Colonel Michael Shirley. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 375th Mission Support Group, Chief Master Sergeant Vernon Smith. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 375th Medical Group, Chief Master Sergeant Kamau Joseph, and his significant other, Ms. Paige Walden, co-founder of Community Arts. The Air Mobility Command First Sergeant, Chief Master Sergeant Trapper Otto. The Fire Chief, O'Fallon, Illinois, Chief Brad White. Finally, welcome to all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, friends, and Team Scott colleagues who are with us today to honor Chief Russell on this very special day. Thank you all for your support. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome today's presiding official, Colonel Mabbitt.
I'm probably gonna mess this up by taking it off. Where are my comm guys? You guys are, oh man, is it gonna work? I know, but I wanna move. Can I move? All right, can you hear me? All right, fair enough. Hello? Okay, so Shanton, when he asked me to do this, he gave me he gave me two directives, and they're in direct conflict with one another. He said, be brief and be yourself. I'm gonna do my best, but 30 years is a really long time, Shanton. That is a lot of story to tell in a short amount of time. I will do my best. So first, I will, in a truncated fashion, welcome this family. So, Corey, you and I have known each other for quite some time. This year I anyone who can see him and hear him and needs him. And that is why there are so many people in this room. And I see you standing back there, so I will try to be as brief as I can. But I do want to thank all of you for coming because this is a story worth celebrating. First, I will say, families in the front row, don't worry about noise, don't worry about movement. That's what kids do, so don't worry about that. Might make his eye twitch, doesn't bother me at all. But look, hey, first of all, thank you for having me come do this. Shanton told me about 18 months ago he asked me to do this, and I am so honored, have been honored for 18 months, and have been excited for 18 months thinking about it because I have been inspired by this leader as long as I've known him. I've known him for about 10 years now, almost 10 years. I think we kind of came of age together. I was a lieutenant colonel, squadron commander for the first time, and he was a deputy fire chief for the first time. We went through some interesting learning things together, and I'll talk about that as we go. But I think we're really, really similar, and I'll talk about Shanton, and I only hope that I can be a part of what he is as a leader. And I think that you all will recognize the person that I talk about today. So what's my job here today? My job is to talk about this gentleman, and really to tell anyone who has not been there for his whole career what he has put into it. I always say when we leave the Air Force, I want us to be able to shake hands, every one of us, with the Air Force and go our separate ways and know that each party got a good deal. The member got a good deal, and the Air Force got a good deal. So my thesis for this talk about Shanton is Shanton has given the Air Force a heck of a good deal. And the Air Force has given Shanton a heck of a good deal. Shanton has taken bites of the Air Force, giant bites of the Air Force, voracious appetite for learning. He has given everything to the Air Force that he possibly could, and he has done it his way from start to finish. And I think that's why his leadership resonates with all of you in the way that it does, because you know that he is genuine in everything that he does. He hasn't been perfect, but he has been perfectly himself, and he has been the leader that every one of us needed him to be exactly at the time we needed him to be. So let's start. I'm going to tell the story, and then I'm going to wrap it up at the end with some big statistics. And really, Michelle, this is for you and for all of this family here to feel what he's been doing out in the world. You let him go out in the world, and this is where your project comes in. I gave Courtney a project because I know that she needs something to do with her hands. She's very artistic. There's a globe under your chair, Courtney. I put the pins in it already. There is string. All I want you to do is follow the pins, wrap it around as I talk through this assignment. Because at the end of this, I want you to be able to give Miss Sherry this globe so that she can feel where her son has been. Okay? And if it's too much, just ignore it. I'll do it later. Yeah, I even got your nail clippers to cut. Okay, so I'm going to take you back, okay? I'm going to separate. 30 years is a long time. It's 14 assignments. I'm going to break it up into eras. Shanton's a musician, and so is Taylor Swift. So we're going to talk about some eras of life. But first, where it all began. So Shanton grew up. He was his mom's wingman. They also kind of grew up together out in West Chicago, Chicago West Side. How do the cool people say it?
West Side.
Okay. So out on the West Side, there they were, right? And Shanton was Miss Sherry's firstborn. And so he grew up kind of like a tiny little man of the house, a wingman before he even knew what a wingman was. But he had this giant family. He had his grandma's house where they would come and go as though it were their own home. His great-grandma was there as a solid foundation in his home. And all of his family here, again, lifting him up and whom he could lift up during his childhood. And so he got to the mid-90s, post-high school, and he was washing around and I was trying to get to the bottom. I'm like, many of us have ever had that advice in our lives? Don't get out based on one assignment. You're not quite sure this is for you. I want you to take one more assignment and give it a chance. And so he did it. He went to Yokota, and man, he saw so much opportunity at Yokota. Again, he was just like a voracious. He was like the hungry little caterpillar. It's kind of a weird analogy. It's fine. But there was so much for him to learn at Yokota. And he was all over that learning. He showed up at Yokota and he learned how to do basic life-saving skills and was the lead basic life-saving skills instructor for the installation. He got into hazardous materials. He got into training and learned how to run the training programs. He got into inspections and learned how to inspect his fellow airmen in the fire department, looking at standards and how we evaluate how well we do our jobs. He won the leadership award at Airman Leadership School. So in the school that we send our young airmen to learn how to be supervisors, the leadership award is the award where they observe the person with the greatest leadership talent as a leader of his peers, and he won that award. And he started to get this recognition. He started to get engaged with not just the mission support group, so a couple of levels of command over him, but also the medical group, the emergency medical, and the CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the medical side of his business, right? And he started, I think, to fall in love with how much there is to learn and how much there is to do in the fire service, right? You are not just responding to fires. You're not just responding to aircraft crashes. You're taking care of a team. You're taking care of human beings. You're dealing with trauma. You're dealing with very technical skills because there are hazardous materials. There are obviously very dangerous situations. There's command and control. And he did so well there that they extended him a couple times. But he got to the end of this airman era. He had been an instructor, and he had done a number of great things. And so they were like, man, one, you got to leave Japan. You can't stay here forever. And two, we want you, Staff Sergeant Russell, to go and train at the Department of Defense Fire Training Academy. You're that good. So they send him back. He was in Japan, and he goes back to Japan. You already do it already. This is too much. Okay, I'll do it. No, I know. You just listen. He goes back from Japan all the way back to Goodfellow, Texas. Okay? So now he enters he's a staff sergeant. He enters his NCO, non-commissioned officer era, right? He has gone beyond the basic technical skills of an airman, and now he's finding his footing as a young leader in our Air Force. And what better place to do it than the Department of Defense Fire Training Academy down in Goodfellow. And again, man, I just see this time 5 years down in Texas, and I see this like just on his record. You get one report a year, and on these 5 pieces of paper that talk about this time in his life, it leaps out of the page how much Sean is devouring the opportunities around him. First he starts as a fire training instructor, and then they promote him to be an He is taking over leadership roles. He is leading teams out on responses. He is digging into procedures and doctrine and how the fire department does its business. And he is getting recognized for it. He is leading his team to excellence and outstanding in inspections. He is himself being recognized as NCO, civil engineer, technical NCO, we call it the Lupia now, of the year, which is a recognition of his excellence. And most importantly, he's elevating the airmen around him. He's making sure that they get exposure to the rest of the Air Force. He does exchange programs within the fire department and other entities within the base. And he is, again, not just leading at the firehouse, but looking out across the base and figuring out what the airmen need to be better airmen and better members of a team. And we see that throughout Shanton's experience. So he is done there. He comes out of Milton Hall and he comes to me in Andrews, right? So in that transition, I think Shanton sort of graduates into his third era, his senior NCO era. And he also kind of had another sort of emotional realization or maturity realization in that transition as he's leaving Milton Hall. He's just spent a couple years with Chief Wapsie here in the back, another legendary fire service leader. And Shanton has had another moment where he's like, hey, you know, I'm a master sergeant. What am I doing with my career? And that is the moment where he gets some great mentorship, both from the chief and also call him back to talk to his grandmother again. Hey, I am moving into this phase of my life where I think I need to become a little bit more serious leader. I've been a non-commissioned officer, now I'm a senior non-commissioned officer. It feels like this is just a level of commitment that is different. And so with great coaching from the chief, great support from his family, as he comes to me at Andrews as a master sergeant to be the deputy fire
I guess I don't need to say please rise.
You're all risen. Okay. Publish the order.
Attention to orders. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 7th Oak Leaf Cluster, to Chief Master Sergeant Shanton L. Russell for meritorious service, 10 April 2024 to 30 November 2025. Chief Master Sergeant Shanton L. Russell distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Installation Fire Chief, 375th Civil Engineer Squadron, 375th Mission Support Group, 375th Air Mobility Wing, Scott Air Force Base, Illinois. During this period, Chief Russell directed a 70-member flight to mitigate 601 base and mutual aid emergencies, safeguarding a 3,589-acre installation in the adjacent Joint Use Mid-America Airport. This strategic guidance and oversight of 3 fire stations valued at $49 million and a $10.2 million emergency vehicle fleet ensured continuous safety and operational readiness across the base. Additionally, Chief Russell significantly improved response times by implementing daily reports, weekly data analyses, and mandated explanations for delays exceeding the Department of Defense standard by 8% to achieve an overall 98% success rate. Finally, Chief Russell fostered a culture of excellence by hosting 24 Chiefs Chat development sessions, resulting in his team earning 9 quarterly and 7 annual awards at the unit, group, and wing levels, as well as 2 major command annual awards, 2 below-the-zone promotions, and 20 coins for excellence. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Chief Russell culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Colonel Mabbitt will now officially retire Chief Russell from active duty.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Special Order Number Alpha Charlie-002644, dated 16 January 2025. Chief Master Sergeant Shanton L. Russell, effective 30 November 2025, you are relieved from active duty, 375th Civil Engineer Squadron, Scott Air Force Base, Illinois, retired, effective 1 December 2025, per Air Force Instruction 36-3203, in the grade of Chief Master Sergeant by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Colonel Mabbitt will now present Chief Russell with his official retirement certificate, which reads, Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that Chief Master Sergeant Shanton L. Russell, having served faithfully and honorably, is retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of December 2025. Signed, David W. Alvin, General, United States Air Force, Chief of Staff, and Matthew L. Collins, Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, 375th Air Mobility Wing. Next, Colonel Mabbitt will present Chief Russell with his special presidential letter, which is reserved for military members who serve for 30 years or more. And it reads, Dear Chief Russell, I offer my heartfelt congratulations and the nation's appreciation on the occasion of your retirement from the United States Air Force after 30 years of service. You answered the call to serve and have ensured American freedoms remain steadfast and true. Your service in the United States Armed Forces is the embodiment of America's patriotism, undaunted and resolute. You represent the best of who we are, and we can never fully repay you for the countless sacrifices you made while serving. You leave a lasting legacy of courage and commitment to our nation, inspiring future generations to follow in your heroic footsteps. I hope you look back with tremendous pride on the significant accomplishment. It has been my great honor to serve as your Commander-in-Chief, and I thank you for your noble service. Milani and I extend our best wishes on your continued success in the coming years. May God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Sincerely, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Next, Colonel Mabbitt will present Chief Russell with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. And it reads, I am proud to join your friends and family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. The achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values of our great service. Your retirement is well deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all airmen, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation. As this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins, I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. Signed, David A. Flossie, Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Every retiree receives a special retirement pin as a memento of their active duty service. Courtney, please come forward and place the pin on your husband's lapel. This pin represents the contributions of over 30 years of service to our country. It is not gaudy because one serves not for recognition. A casual observer may not even notice it, but those with a keen eye will see the holidays spent alone on distant continents and the endless hours spent ensuring the readiness of our military might, honing the skills and professionalism of fellow comrades. Chief Russell, when that keen-eyed person gives a knowing nod, feel as good about your choice to serve as we feel about you having served. Thank you, Courtney. Let's stay there, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Mabbitt will now present Courtney with a certificate of appreciation from the Air Force Chief of Staff, which reads, in grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of appreciation to Courtney M. Russell for their commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support, which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Signed, David W. Alvin, General, United States Air Force, Chief of Staff, and Matthew L. Collins, Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, 375th Air Mobility Wing. We're not done with you yet. We're not done with you. At this time, Colonel Mabbitt will present Courtney with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, which reads, on behalf of all Air Force airmen and their families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents this certificate of appreciation to Courtney M. Russell. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for your numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, David A. Flossie, Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force.
So I also wanted to just give Courtney, so I have flowers, we didn't get Fire dog. Fire dog. Know how to do stuff. Yeah. What it does, but Courtney, I mean, I watched her. She works also in our military housing office. She's a member of not just my family, but she's a member of our CE family as well. And so and she has been since our time with Colonel Legg. She was he's spouse and then he's 4 liaison at Minot, and then of course continued with that work here. And I know she wanted to do so much more, but she really put her all into the baby baskets. And she didn't present them; she put them together and gave it to me, and then I had to go and get these pretty baby baskets to the firefighter. But it was amazing. And so she just pinned me on, and she's been jealous of this pin. Erica Kitchen, is Erica Kitchen here? Erica Kitchen's father makes these wonderful pins. That's a business, shameless plug for your dad. So anybody who wants these, you can get your own. Yeah. But Courtney has been seeing mine, and she has been like swearing that she was gonna get one. And then when I didn't give it to her, she was like, "I'm gonna get my own." I was like, so I got you one of the pins, and it's beautiful, and it represents our business, our fire department, our traditions and customs. You got the little ladder, it's got a little clip on it. It's beautiful, and it's made of oak wood. So I wanted to give this to you for being the best, in my mind, the best Peace Corps liaison in the airport. Thank you very much. I might be a little biased.
Thank you, Courtney. I would now like to invite the Chief's son, Christopher, up front for a special presentation. Not sure if that was a surprise or not. Colonel Mabbitt will now present Christopher with the Certificate of Appreciation, and it reads, Certificate of Appreciation from the United States Air Force, Christopher S. Russell, on the occasion of the retirement of your father from active duty. The United States Air Force expresses grateful appreciation for your unselfish, faithful, and devoted service. This unfailing support and understanding helped make possible your father's lasting contribution to the nation. Signed, Matthew L. Collins, Colonel, United States Air Force, Commander, 375th Air Mobility Wing. Thank you, Christopher. The Scott Air Force Base Fire Department team will now present Chief Russell with a farewell gift.
Come on, fire guys, get up here. I can't do this on my own. Go. I'm not even in the department right now. Hey, Chief, you can blame Chief for that one. Or thank him, whichever one. Oh, Chief. How you doing? All right, hey Chief, this is definitely going to be a hard one to do, and for some reason, they decided to make me the one to speak today, so appreciate that, guys. Hey, so you guys already heard a lot of everybody already said it, Colonel Mabbitt, his decoration, but Chief legitimately I got here in July, he was already here. Kid you not, he hit the ground running, and he said he was going to run this train until the wheels fell off, or until he retired. Kid you not, September 30th was the last day he was in office, and he has been doing that ever since. He has 100%, and I can speak for everybody, at least for myself as well, has killed it and has made this department so much better than what he found it like. So, Chief, from the bottom of our heart and from mine, we very much appreciate it. We know that this department is going to continue to do better. Chief Johnson, he's got the helm now, but we are very excited about this. Sir?
Hey, so if you guys understand our views, right? 5 past 5, just started. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've been a leader, mentioned a friend, everybody. But I've been remiss since I've known you. You've always mentioned somebody named Chief Walsh. Come up here. Please give a few words. Y'all know each other forever.
Y'all
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm a little out of practice. I just want to say it's a great day for Sean and Courtney, but it's a sad day for the Air Force because this man is a legend. We use that word a lot about people, but man, you're a special kind of leader, and that is not just because you're my best friend. It's because everybody that meets you knows the sincerity in your words. They know how much you care and what you want to put into the people and how little you take from it, man. And it's very selfless, and it's more selfish that we like to keep you in the Air Force, but congratulations, man. I love you, buddy.
I get to tell y'all what to do one more time. Squeeze it. And of course, I got guys that don't want to listen. Over here on the other end. Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
Thank you, team, and welcome, Chief Johnson. Will the members from the 375th Civil Engineer Squadron Top 3 please come to the stage?
Somebody turn the air conditioning up in here. All right, do y'all thing. Let's go. Go ahead, partner. Let's go.
All right, I got you. So, top 3 asked me to present on behalf of them. Originally, Gio told me this was going to be a roast, so I was all in, of course. But for real, Chief Russell came in, hit the ground running, about 100 miles an hour, make an imprint on this squadron. For me, you stay true to yourself, you stay true to your principles while making sure that you are still helping those around you and making them better. I know for us, we're going to miss your energy, your professionalism, and your experience. We know that no matter what, that you will never, ever, 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 ever hold back your thoughts and feelings and share how you really feel about this situation. But on behalf of the top 3, we thank you for everything. We thank you for your service. We wish you and your family the absolute best as you transition to retirement. And then keep in mind, this brotherhood doesn't end in retirement. We're all here for you with whatever you need. And please keep in touch. Best of luck to you all. But we got this for you. And it says, thank you for your outstanding leadership and mentorship to the 375th Civil Engineer Squadron. Your example set the standard for pride, professionalism, and excellence our airmen will carry forward for years to come. Thank you for everything.
Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Top 3. And I'm told that the company grade officers would like to make a presentation.
Y'all, listen. We salute y'all. promotion day thing? What they got going?
So there's a lot of lore behind this, and all of you know what this is already. But this is don't drop it. So this is a first lieutenant coin. It goes way back to my promotion as a first lieutenant. How long ago was that? Huh? How long ago was that? What? In July. However long July it was. But with that being said, genuinely, sir, you have been there for us, and we're very grateful for everything you've done for us, like all the mentorship you've given us. Not only just for myself, but for all the CGOs, and also for my wife. She's not here right now, but this is also from her too. So just want to present this to you, and yes, thank you so much for everything, sir.
So, once again, I'm enlisted in the office. I call you chief. I call you sir. You call me chief. So, the rest of the engineers that saw that spectacle in the fire station that day, ha ha. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good job. Next, the 375th Civil Engineer Squadron Leadership Team would like to present a gift.
Okay, all right, so I'm the civil engineer commander, and I've been here for a few months now, but this is my second command CONUS. This is my third squadron that I've commanded. I've had quite a few fire chiefs that's worked for me, and what I can say is whenever I got here, Chief Russell's reputation definitely preceded him. I was well aware of his accomplishments and the impact that he had not only on the fire community, but the Air Force writ large, well before I got here. And all I can say is let me put it this way. For one, for those of you that know me, I like to have some kind of smart aleck and snide remarks. And I was thinking about all of those, before I came up here. And I'm not saying one thing because of the impact and the significance that this man has had on the fire community and the Air Force. And before I got here, we didn't have, our senior enlisted leader, our chief for the squadron position was vacant. And Senior Master Sergeant Giaccona stepped up and filled that position. But as a senior master sergeant, Chief Russell outranked him, right? So Chief Russell outranked the senior master sergeant. So technically, he was the highest ranking enlisted in the squadron. Technically, he was the man. But instead, a senior master sergeant was in charge of the squadron from enlisted perspective, right? That says volumes on the respect and how much he leads those around him, but he leads them without having to be in the position. He doesn't have to be that one that's in that job. That's what this man does. He is a chief amongst chiefs, right? And he does it without having to chief them. For the chiefs, you know what I mean, right? But fantastic job. Just cannot speak, how much I appreciate you, how much I respect you, and how much impact you have had, not just on the 375th Civil Engineers, our command team that we have here, but the generations of firefighters and airmen across the Air Force. Thank you very much. We got you a box. It's got the fire badge on it. It's got the fire chief badge on it. It's got his name on it so he doesn't forget his name. And then he can put whatever he would like to on the inside. It might hold a certain type of
You know what I
thing.
mean.
But inside, we say from 22 November 1995 to 1 December 2025, from the 375th Civil Engineer Command Team, we thank you for your 30 years of dedicated service. So as this sets on the table or wherever you would like it, just remember, we've always got your back.
Thank you, leadership team. I'd like to say a quick word about CE to you. Fellow Lodges alum BZ, Kona Billy Zone, I narrated for an HVAC guy 5.5 years ago. And while planning it, it dawned on me, if you take the, try to follow me, if you take the acronym CE and the singular form of the word airman, CE airman, you can jumble those letters and you're left with an American, the word American. You, Chief, are an American hero. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Master Sergeant Vernon Smith to the stage. I think that's you right there.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chief Master Sergeant Vernon Smith. And at this time, I'm going to invite all Chief Master Sergeants active and retired to the stage to form a line.
Let's go.
President of the room will now touch his. I would like to take a moment to explain what you are about to witness. We have a tradition as chiefs to recognize our retiring chiefs. It is called the End of Trail. The End of Trail sculpture has become one of the most recognizable images in the United States. It was sculpted by James Frazier for the San Francisco Exposition of 1915. Frazier struggled with which image would be most appropriate, a depict of a vanishing race of fierce warriors, or to depict the transformation of proud, spiritual people into the next century. Since then, many meanings have been assigned to the end of the trail sculpture. To the Air Force chiefs, it is a representation of a warrior whose journey is complete and is finally returning home to be with his family. We as chiefs are much attuned with the unyielding sacrifice required of military family. Please know that as we honor Chief Russell today, we honor his family as well. To the Russell family, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Every chief present in the room will now touch the sculpture, passing it from hand to hand. We do this because Chief Russell has also touched our lives and the lives of many other chiefs around the world. We are a team of chiefs that rely on and learn from each other as we advance our nation's call and our commander's intent. We call it the End of Trail, but in truth, the end of the trail is also the beginning of another. There will be a second chapter to his story. Chief Russell, as you prepare to take the first steps down your new trail, please accept our thanks for your leadership, guidance, mentorship, and for the steadfast service to our country. On behalf of all chiefs around the world that you have impacted, congratulations and God bless.
I would now like to invite Master Sergeant Andrew Kehoe up front for a presentation.
All right, so this is kind of a perfect segue from what the Colonel was talking about, specifically with your journey through your career. 30 years, 14 different stations, but multiple assignments, multiple positions, not just in the fire department, but throughout the Air Force, IG, but also as a fire instructor. You were, where else? You were just IG, you were not at the academy, and where else? You gotta help me. Squadron. So, as you see over there on the wall with his uniforms, and for you youngsters out there, that foreign-looking coat over there at the very beginning, that was well before even my time. So that just goes to show you the span of the generations that Chief has been involved with. But the shadow box is a way to basically take everything that the Colonel said about his journey through his career and put it on display. Coins, badges, patches, anything that has to do with his assignments and his accomplishments are listed in that shadow box. So along with that globe, which is an excellent representation of his impact, this is also a good display of his impact as a firefighter, but mainly as an airman more than anything. So he asked me to come up and say something about this specifically to his family because it's a little kind of foreign to you all. It's something that we all see at retirement ceremonies and we would like to get from our retirement ceremonies, but something to help you illustrate what he went through in his career. Now, Chief Russell, my connection with Chief Russell is a little different. You see a lot of firefighters around here, specifically from Scott. I was here at Scott for 2 years, just a few years back, from 2020 to 2022 before I went down to the Fire Academy at Goodfellow. I have never had the pleasure of working for him as a chief, as an assistant chief or an NCO. I didn't know him personally until just, 2 years ago, right? We've got probably 200 or 300 mutual friends throughout the fire department, and we've known each other's names for a bit, same with Chief Wapsie out there. But I was fortunate to meet them at the academy when he came down to mentor a fire marshal class. I used to teach the fire marshal class for inbound CE commanders. So getting to know him down there, just happening to be home on leave in St. Louis with my service dress, how weird is that? I was at another retirement ceremony, so I got a little bit of an explanation for it. But he asked me if I could be a part of this, and in those short 2 years that we've known each other, I'm proud to be a friend of yours. I'm proud to have you as a mentor, and as it's already been very rightly pointed out, you have a pretty enormous impact on this career field, and just all of us as airmen in particular. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm grateful to be your friend. Thank you.
He's not. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Airman Valdez, Airman Otto, appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated for the flag folding ceremony. It will be conducted in a manner befitting the stature and significance of Chief Russell's service. Today's flag detail consists of members of the Scott Air Force Base Fire Department Color Guard. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the Stars and Stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and in skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we, as Americans, enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave. So, I would just like to point out that I'm wearing Chicago Bears colors at his request. And I don't know if the chief is old enough to remember the movie Brian Song. Okay, so this is, gotcha. So I like to consider this the chief's swan song. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce to you Chief Master Sergeant Shanton L. Russell, United States Air Force, retired! Something in there? Probably this one, maybe? Is that it? Okay. Let me get this out of your way.
Colonel Leck, my old boss, Colonel Burke, Chief Davis. Chief Davis didn't make it. Colonel Shirley, Chief Smith, Matt, KJ, Paige, my boss when I'm volunteering. Yeah. And Trap, who was there when I became a chief and brought me into the fold. I appreciate you for everything you've done for me as a senior, crossing over into this tier. I appreciate you. And other distinguished guests, my fellow fire chiefs across the room, deputy fire chiefs, fellow chief master sergeants, first sergeants, supervisors, and friends. I said first sergeants quick because they like to do that whole thing, and I didn't want to hear it. To each and every one of my friends, mentors, teammates who are across the room. And I see you all right now. I'm looking at some of the folks who were here with me as Scott when I was a young kid. Folks who poured into me when I didn't even know who I was. And I'm gonna try not to look at your faces too much. Folks that have known me like my whole life, and friends of mine who knew me before I was even in the Air Force. And I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for spending the time and the money to come and celebrate this occasion with me. And for those who wanted to attend in person but could not, as well as those streaming, thank you so very much for being here. Courtney, I don't believe I can ever repay you for the sacrifices that you made as a spouse, as a military spouse, so that I could serve our country. I love you so much. To my mama, my very first commander, you are the strongest woman that I know in this world. And this thing inside of me that says never give up, I know it comes from you. Thank you for being such a wonderful mother and for the unconditional love that you given me my entire life. Christopher Shanton Russell, I love you, man, and I'm so proud of you and for your sacrifice as a kid who just wanted dad around while I was working shifts or deployed, and for the ones that you made in service to our Air Force and to our nation. It means so much that you flew from the UK to be here today, where you started kindergarten. Do you remember kindergarten? Okay, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't remember kindergarten. So look, my daughter, Breshawn, I love you, and I look forward to making up for much lost time between us. To my grandsons, Leo and Bryson, I can't wait to be more of a granddad to you both. I love you. To the rest of my amazing family, and this ain't even close. The Russells came deep today, but the Townsends ain't here. Like, it's a lot of us. And thank you guys so much. My aunt is here, my sisters, my nieces, nephews, cousins, and their significant others. My closest friends who kind of made me who I am. Come on, bro. And some of y'all, I can't look at your faces, man, because I'm gonna lose it. I am gonna single out my nephew, not by blood, but by love, who was serving in the United States Navy. He graduated from Great Lakes, and he's in his do we call these blues? Well, I don't know what do we call them? I'm not Navy, man, so I mean, what is it? Stand up there, Seaman, and tell us what you got. Give him a round of applause. I'm proud of you. Thank you for your service. Don't mess this up. People see you, man. You gotta go all the way to the top now. I'm proud of you. All right. My family, I hope you guys understand why I stayed on this path as long as I did. A lot of my family doesn't really realize that. I mean, they thought that I thought I would be done in 4 years, but they don't really understand this whole 30-year thing. They, assume that, I just kept re-enlisting, and just got a chance to keep staying in. It doesn't really quite work that way. But for me, this wasn't just a job, it was a calling. And I have had the opportunity to work with some phenomenal people. And I never felt that I could leave them. Even in the times when I felt that I needed to give up and quit, it was just because it was hard. It wasn't because I didn't love what I was doing. But so many people got me through it. And that's why I stayed as long as I did. But I want you all to know that you carry me through all of the shifts, all of the deployments, all of the assignments. No matter where I was in this world, you were always with me, and I did my best to represent you all well. And I look forward to being able to spend more time together. I love you all. Colonel Mabbitt, ma'am, words cannot express how much you mean to Courtney and I. Our time at Joint Base Andrews challenged my leadership and our personal life like no other assignment. But your leadership, guidance, advice, your ability to see people, and not just uniforms and stripes, and your commitment to us and our families, our whole squadron and the families, made a huge difference. Through it all, the good days, the bad days, the ugly days. Our fire department earned accreditation, and our squadron, best in the Air Force. I didn't know exactly when I would retire, but I did know that whenever it was, that I wanted us to be on stage together. Thank you, ma'am, for doing this for me. Lieutenant Colonel Roderick, Chief Campbell, and my civil engineer family, thank you for being amazing teammates. I am truly going to miss being a member of this squadron. To Chief Johnson and the fire department, you will always have a very special place in my heart. And that includes you, my medics as well. I have been fire chief at 4 bases. But being a fire chief here, in my home state, has been the highest honor of my career. To the chiefs, I will apologize. Because we normally have you sitting together in rows, but I think it's very fitting that you're sprinkled among the crowds because everybody needs to feel that chief light, right? In the room. But it has been an amazing honor to know you all and work with you as we join forces to make life better for our airmen and their families. Special thanks to the Event Center staff and the airmen who made this all possible. Master Sergeant Trainer, Master Sergeant Cervantes, Master Sergeant Kehoe, Sergeant Kitchen, Sergeant Jones, Airman Carmody, Airman Ames, Airman Armstrong, Airman Otto, Airman Valdez, Airman Bertels, Airman Varley, Airman Hughes, Airman Lombardo. Thank you all so much for doing this and making this special for me and my family. To our narrator, Mr. Franklin, thank you for being here for me and especially for wearing orange and blue. Bill was a master sergeant when I was stationed at Lodges. When I in process there, I met him for the first time. And he forced me to get a tourist passport so that I could travel Europe, which I didn't think I needed. And I said to him, I don't think you can make me get a tourist passport, man. But he did. And man, did I put it to use, right? Me and Courtney we're flying all over Europe. We went all over the place. I appreciate you, sir, for being a senior NCO during a time when we told people what needed to be done, whether they understood it or not, they grabbed us and took us and led us where we needed to be. So thank you. Big sis, thank you for that wonderful invocation. I love you so much. My sister, we refer to her and my family as the General. My father passed away on 17 October 2016 while I was stationed at Andrews, Colonel Mabbitt. It was a very, very difficult time. And we didn't really know, my dad didn't really have a lot, to leave us. And we didn't know how we were going to bury him. And so it was a high cost. And so we didn't know exactly how we were going to get things done for him. And I think the majority of us had made the decision that we were going to cremate my father. And my sister, Victoria, said, that ain't happening. Nah, he will get a funeral. And we didn't know how we were going to pay for that. She said, I don't care how we gonna figure it out. And she did not have the answers, but in her mind, we were going to figure out a way to get it done. My sister, Nicole, who was sitting just a couple of seats down from her, called me and was freaking out like, what are we going to do? I said, well, we definitely not going to cremate him. Because if we do, we're going to lose, we could risk losing our sister, and that ain't going to happen. So I said, in the military, the senior ranking person makes the decision, and then everybody else has to figure it out. So she got her nickname, the General, after that, and my sister Nicole is the lieutenant. We got some captains and sergeants in the family. I don't even know where I am. I don't know if I'm a chief. I don't know what I am in our structure, but I'll let y'all figure it out. You tell me what I get to be. But I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize Senior Airman Pham for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Ma'am, could you please come forward? So, we've seen her, right? We know she does this, right? And this is what she does. She actually works in the med group, and she's helps our airmen who need a little bit of help with alcohol use, and trying to help them figure out how to do things better. And when I first saw her sing it, it was very beautiful. And the second time I saw her sing it, it was even more beautiful. And every single time I see her sing the national anthem, it's amazing. And she knew that I was retiring soon, and she was like, "Hey, if you need somebody," and I was like, "Say less, let's do it." Do the kids? Hold up, let me check. Do the kids still say less? Is that still a thing? Am I good? All right, so say less. Say less is still a thing. As a small token of my appreciation, I appreciate you being here and doing this for me. Please accept my coin. Thank you so very much. So this uniform has been my second skin, and while it's not easy to hang it up for good, it's easier knowing that my family and I will be safe because of the protection that's provided by those continuing to wear the uniform proudly. Thank you all for showing up for me today and throughout my career. Tomorrow, I will store my uniforms away for good, and the Air Force won't skip a beat. Because it was never about me. It was never about one person. It has always been about the team. It has always been about us. God bless you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. At 'em now, give 'em the gun. Give 'em the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame or go down in flames. Hey, nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's ceremony. Please join Chief in the back to congratulate him or wherever he ends up standing. There are some refreshments. Have a nice day and a safe weekend.